Welcome to NAB, and we're at the Atomos stand with Jeremy Young, the CEO of the company. Jeremy, you've got two exciting new products today. One is the Star and one is the Shogun.
Yes,
so this will record 4K?
4K.
Up to what frame rate?
30p.
30p.
4K, which is what the camera does as well. And
Yep.
I think, honestly, the jump to 60p, like the jump to 60p HD, people don't really realise that in MPEG at 420, not that difficult to, well, not easy,
Yep.
but it's not that difficult. When you're talking iframe only, editing codecs, that's a lot of data. Once you jump to 60 and you're doubling that data rate, then it becomes a real nightmare.
And then other resolutions, HD?
HD up to 120 frames a second.
Yep.
So we do 50, 60, 120, and of course 24, 25, 30, and all the 50 and 60 eyes. So yeah, 24p, 4K, 25 and 30p, 4K. ProRes, 4K ProRes at the end, recording to spinning discs or SSDs. And on the spinning disc side for 4K, so you go fast SSDs, but on the spinning disc side for 4K, you get, we've done a rated dual disc system that sits on, I've got one disc in here now, that'll just be a bit fatter. You can see I've got no back on it, on the unit, whereas the Ninja and Samurai, you actually put the hard disk inside. And that allows us to obviously increase the size of that. And that'll give you two 1 terabyte drives at about $60 each. Will give you 2.5 hours of 4K 30p recording. So in the UK, you'll get a bit more than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's only 25p.
Yeah, no problem.
So
on the front of that, I've seen that screen is just crystal clear. It's amazing. And so what's the technology behind that?
Okay, so we call it the Super Atom IPS panel. We work with we worked with Sony for the Ninja Blade and Samurai Blade. And why we can call it our own name is that we help them develop it for video. The color gamut, controlling the functions and the settings on the screen, we have complete control over. We adjust the frame rate for the video input, so if it's 30p, then we're at 60 hertz. If it's at 25p, we're at 50 hertz, 24p, 48 hertz. So you get smooth playback and you don't get those mismatches that you get with like a 60i on a 50 hertz screen. So those things are really important, and calibrating the screen for color accuracy, which we do on the Ninja and the Samurai, just means you know that you're in the Rec 709 color space and you don't have to mess around with normalization of color correction in the post-production process, saving you a lot of time. Oh, one more thing, 12 gig SDI.
12 gig SDI.
Yeah, so 12 gig SDI is on this as well. So it's an SDI and HDMI device, which is the first time we've put them together. Why did we do that? Because we think the 4K cameras that come out will more than likely have both as you get up in the range. Whereas in the lower end, you always had, that's why we went only HDMI on the Ninja and SDI on the Samurai. There's a pretty clear delineation between SDI cameras and HDI cameras. So that's Shogun.
No problem, thank you very much.
1995, available around IBC timeframe.
Cool, fantastic.
This is the Star. I'm actually probably more excited about this one, to be honest, because feel it. It weighs 100 grams without the battery on it. Just feel that.
That's absolutely amazing. And so you got kind of micro HDMI on here
in
as
and
well.
out.
In and out.
So it loops out and plays back what you've recorded.
Is that a length remote on this side?
That's a length remote and an audio input.
Okay, as well.
So
how many channels of audio?
Just 2 channels, stereo channels of audio. So analog audio in, but obviously we get 4 channels over HDMI. So the camera pumps it down HDMI, which most of them do, but the 5D, for example, doesn't. And so you need an external, so we need to put that on there.
Okay, fantastic.
Start-stop trigger over HDMI is automatic with all the cameras that we support now, and that's pretty cool. All our protocols are in all those cameras, so it's been nice having Leica contacted us, Samsung contacted us. They all want to put this start-stop triggering so they can record to a Ninja, which is pretty cool.
And that card there, that looks like compact flash, but it's
CFast.
Not.
It's the SATA version of CFast. Of like basically flash memory, right? So it's like an SSD shrunk down in size. That's what it is, because it has a SATA port on the end of it. The CFast spec is basically SATA, which is why we could implement it pretty easy, because we've already got SATA on all our drive-based units. So you've got record, playback. You can go next and previous. You adjust the codec and the time adjust. You've got the battery indicator, and you've got audio level meters.
All selectable just on the front here. So you don't do you also get an on-screen monitor on the output?
No,
you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's just a loop out. We're not a character generator. to put over the top. So yeah, it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But then that would make the product bigger and more expensive.
Okay.
And you start taking stuff like that on, and now it's not $295, and you're talking about $1,000 product.
No problem.
So yeah, here it is with it on. It's just loading the disc up. I'll just show you that you can change it. You've got LT here, which is a full 1 hour plus. And if I change it to HQ, then it'll go down to 30 minutes. So it just shows you what's available on the disc.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Jeremy.
No problem.
Good luck.
Cheers,
Take
thanks
care.
a lot.